It's car meet week. You know what that means? 20 times entries to win my STI. Head to dadbodseason.com, get your entries right now. And good morning everybody, Dadbod Season here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna run out real quick. We'll do a nice little review on MAPERFORMANCE Stage 2 kit, which I did a review in my last video on the REMARK exhaust. But first, gotta go drop off some orders to get them shipped out. Everybody's entering to win, because right now it's 20 times entry, so you better get in on it, because this is a sweet deal. But we're gonna go ahead and start the video. We're gonna get a cold start going, and yeah. Alrighty, so for those of you who don't know, this is my MAPERFORMANCE Stage 2 kit on a 2019 STI. Here's MAPERFORMANCE intake. I really love how they do this on the weld. Everything just looks really nice. There's the intake is right down in there. Cool, because the normal intake is like right here. Where like it takes up this whole thing. Now it just comes out and down, which is nice. If you look back here, right in there, you can see the turbo heat shield right there. That's pretty nice as well. And then right from behind that is your downpipe, obviously, and that has sport caps on it. To do that, you got to take all this stuff off. You got to take all this off, remove that. You got to really get in there. But I'll drop a link to that video so you guys can go check that out. All right, so first thing I want to say about the MAPERFORMANCE kit is that it's different driving, if that makes sense. So right off the bat, if you guys own a Subaru or you're looking to get into a Subaru, Subarus are one of the harder cars to learn how to drive stick. That's just because I personally think of, one, it being all-wheel drive, two, especially on the 2019 STI, the place where it actually grips, you know, the clutch, it's very small. So once you get used to it, you're fine. And I personally believe once you get used to it, you can drive anything, because obviously I've driven all kinds of cars that were manual, including like 1,000+ horsepower Vipers, stuff like that. I've driven them, and that was before I started a YouTube channel, but those cars do not drive like this at all. So it's a learning curve, and the thing is once you get that down, you know, from daily driving at stock, then once you put on this tune, because it also comes with a tune, and you get an access port with it. So once you get that, you kind of have to relearn how to drive, at least like starting off, because of the torque. The torque is a lot different. So it's really not bad to relearn it, I guess you could say, but it is different. It's definitely different than when you first, you know, so like when you install and you're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome, and you just go ahead and start trying to drive, it is a little bit different. You are gonna, you know, lurch a little bit, stuff like that. Well, probably you are. If not, then you're a good driver, man. Good for you. I mean, I think I'm a good driver, but, you know, teach their own. So right now we're just letting the car warm up a little bit before we get into it too much. Now, the thing I like about it, though, is that daily drivability is awesome. It does not hurt anything daily drivability. The tune doesn't take anything out of the vehicle. Everything still works. If you guys do have a problem with that though, with something not working, go check out the video where I installed it, because when you disconnect the batteries, your windows won't go up automatically. So there's like a weird sequence you got to do, and I put it in the video, so you guys can go check that out. I'll drop the card for it. But yeah, the daily drivability is perfect. It's not like too much, and you really don't notice it other than like by the first takeoff because of the torque. But that's only like, you know, like you get used to that. It's really not that bad. But then once you get onto it, it's a whole different animal, and it's awesome. It's how it's supposed to be. I know I said that about the REMARK video about the exhaust, but this, I mean, it's true. The setup that is on this car is exactly how it's supposed to be from factory. So the one thing that I really do like about this kit is that the tune that they give you. Now everybody says off-the-shelf tunes are horrible, and to some extent they're right. But with this MA Performance tune, it's different because they tuned the car based off of all their parts on the car, right? So when you buy a Stage 2 kit, they tuned that car, or the off-the-shelf tune technically, is meant for exactly what mods you have, because exactly their parts, they know exactly how they are. So obviously like intakes and stuff like that vary between vendor and everything like that, but when you're buying everything from them, they know exactly what you're putting on, and the rest of the car is stock. I mean, the actual back exhaust doesn't really make that much of a difference, so that's fine. But everything else is from them. They know that this tune is perfect for that car. Now, granted, you could probably go to a tuner and they'll give you some tune, whatever, but this is a review on the kit, and the kit comes with their tune, which is, I've had it now for, we'll say, I think it's 18,000 miles. Yeah. We'll go with 12,000. We'll go with 12,000 miles, and this car only has 22,000 miles. So for over half of the life of this car, it's had that tune on it, and it's had no issues. It's run perfect. Nothing wrong with it. So absolutely beautiful job by MA Performance, like always. Now, the one thing I did notice about this tune, and I'll show you guys, normally when you have a stock STI, your boost gauge or reader, whatever you want to call it, it would let you go up to about 21 pounds of boost, is what it said max boost was. With this kit, they dialed the boost down, which doesn't make sense. You're like, hang on, you're making more power with less boost. That's not right, you're an idiot. Well, granted, let's think about it for a second. The number one thing with these cars is people try to throw in too much boost and they blow up the motor, right? Or they're running on pretty much all boost and not enough fuel, not having the fuel to air ratio right, all that stuff. A lot of people love to say these cars have head gasket issues. Yes, okay, whatever. But the thing is MA Performance is smart, because they dialed it down to where when I'm on a max, like when I'm doing a pull, I'm getting like 15 pounds of boost, maybe like 15.9. But that's it. It's not dumping 25 pounds of boost or 20 pounds of boost in, which I like that. I like it because, one, this tune added, we'll say close to 100 horsepower, because they're saying stock STI 2019 is putting down 310 to the crank. So they're saying it's around 264, I believe is what I read, was 264 to the wheels. MA Performance's tune is putting out 330 to the wheel. So, let's see, we're gonna say it's about 70 more wheel horsepower. That's a fairly good jump. So, all in all, I think it's perfect. It's perfect for the car. The car can handle it, but it's not like you're trying to throw 50 pounds of boost on a stock block and be like, all right, let's see what happens. No, it's very reliable, and MA Performance has done videos on their YouTube channel where they have said this is the most reliable setup for a 2019 STI. Now, I bought this setup before they even released that video, so I guess I lucked out, but that just shows you that now I'm happy with it. And if you haven't seen their video, it's got clips of my installing video in their video, because they're the real ones and they tag people. Thank you for using my stuff if you're watching this video in MAPERFORMANCE. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to go do some slight pulls out here in Mexico. It's wonderful this time of year. And I'm gonna show you at first the pull with just the turbo gauge, okay? So I'm gonna show you it on the actual dash up here of what it's saying the boost gauge is reading, okay? That's the stock boost gauge in the car. I also have an access port over here where I can tell you that they're literally this exact dead on. I mean, they're both dead on, but they're same numbers. But I'm going to show you the one on the dash because it's easier for you guys to see. It's bigger, and the access port has a bunch of other stuff on it, so it's going to be kind of, you got to really like look at the top left for it. But we'll just use this gauge for now. You'll notice it does say peak 20.6 psi. Now, I've never reset this from when I had it stock because I wanted to prove this point of how they cut back the psi. So let's go ahead and do a quick little, say, second or third gear pull. All right, so as you're looking at this, obviously here's the boost. That's the boost gauge. This is my peak, so it says 20.6. But on this right side, this shows you the acceleration. So, well, how much you're on the accelerator. So if you just give it a slight rev, see, goes up just like that. So let's get on out here and make some magic happen. So we'll do a slight second gear pull here. We're gonna start out at 3,000 RPM and rolling in. So right there, if you notice on the boost gauge, it does read like 18, but then it cuts it right out. So your turbo is more than capable of doing 18, but it cuts it out so it doesn't, you know, blow up your motor, which I love about this. Because you'll watch it, there it goes, at 16 and it cuts out. So perfectly tuned. I love it the way it is. And knock on wood, nothing else is really, nothing at all has happened. But I mean, you don't expect when you add power, you got to look at axles, stuff like that going bad. The drivetrain mainly, and it's holding, and I can't be happier with it. So now I hope you guys can hear it. I'll put this window down a tiny bit so you guys can hear the intake. Because the intake sounds crazy when you get on it. Hear it? I love that sound. Oh, I love that sound so much. It almost sounds like a blow-off. Everyone asks me, oh my gosh, you're like, oh, look at you must have put a blow-off valve on the Subi. Like an aftermarket blow-off valve, and I keep telling them no, I did not, because what people don't understand is these cars don't really run good with blow-off valves. Not really. They're supposed to have boost always built up. So let's go ahead and we'll do another. We'll go second to fifth gear pull real quick. We're at 3 grand and rolling it. Might have got a little loud right there. Sorry about that. We'll let out a little early. Alright, so now you guys got to see, you know, what the boost numbers are, because that's really the main part of this. Obviously this isn't a drag car, but we're going to take this turn up here a little spicy, and I'll just show you the power through the turn. Remember, it's cold out. Not in Mexico, though. So that turn, this car gripped. And the thing is a lot of people you know, you're like, oh yeah, the stock STI has a lot of power for turns too. But the more torque that this thing makes just puts you in your seat. And it's crazy, especially down low, like in second gear. First gear, I don't really say get on it in first gear a lot. I mean, obviously when you launch it, you're gonna be in first gear. But again, this is my giveaway car, so I'm not gonna beat the living crap out of it and then give it to someone with like a blown out clutch or something like that. So I try to drive it respectfully. But at the end of the day, this kit is perfect for any STI, especially the ones who actually like to have fun, enjoy their cars, but they also want to daily drive it. Because this car for me is a daily driver normally. Well, it was until I got a truck, but either way, it was a daily driver when it was tuned and everything. I loved it, and it's really not that bad. And a lot of people say when you tune it, you're going to destroy your gas mileage. That's not true. I actually get about 2 to 3 miles per gallon more since it's tuned, and that's with me, you know, driving it very spirited, we'll say that. All in all, highly recommend the kit. MAPERFORMANCE, you guys killed it. If you guys are watching this video, hit me up. I got something I want to work with you guys on. But everybody else, you didn't hear that. So if you are interested in getting the MAPERFORMANCE kit, I'll put that link in the description. I'll also put the link in the description of the installation process and the initial review that I had, because I was extremely excited in the initial review because it changed this whole car and had me acting like a little kid. So either way, that's going to all be in the description. And MAPERFORMANCE, again, you guys killed it. Good job. This is perfect, exactly how a 2019 STI should be. If you guys really did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button. Definitely subscribe. Tell anyone and everyone you know to hop on the Dad Bod Season train. Join the Dad Bod Season family, and I'll see you next time. Dad Bod Season out.